Hey guys, on my main channel I posted a more short cinematic vlog, really just like a highlights vlog of my trip to the Philippines during the summer of 2019, so don't worry, pre-corona. And on this channel, my second channel, which is no longer monetized, I will be breaking down my 4-week-long trip into several parts, basically sharing all the videos I took while providing context and sharing stories and all of that great stuff. Since these breakdowns are on my second channel, you can tell I didn't, you know what? I was gonna say I didn't put much effort into the video, but I kind of did. But what I didn't do is do that much preparing. I did prepare an outline of all the things that I want to say, which is why I'll probably be looking in this direction at my computer throughout most of the video, and I already am doing that a lot. Just giving you guys a heads up, and with that, let's get started. So my family's flight to the motherland was July 4th, technically July 5th at like 1 a.m. And of course, prior to taking off, you have to check in all your baggage and all that stuff, and I'm only bringing this up because I wanted to share that my suitcase was the lightest out of all of my family members' suitcases, which is shocking because everybody knows that I'm an overpacker. I'm very high maintenance. Like, I literally packed 6 pairs of shoes. Mind you, each member of my family only had 1 suitcase for all of our stuff because all of our second suitcases were used for like pasalubong, like gifts and stuff for our family in the Philippines. So the fact that I was able to fit a month worth of stuff in 1 suitcase and have it be the lightest out of all 12 suitcases. Speechless. There's that running joke everybody knows that Filipinos are late to everything, Filipino time, which is 1000% true except for flights. Filipinos are literally late to everything except flights. And we had like over 2 hours to kill since we were so freaking early. But since it was so late, there was nothing open. So all I did was eat a sandwich while stare off into the distance. After those 2-ish hours of me staring off into the distance were finally done, we boarded the first flight, which was a 12 or 13 hour one to Taipei. There's not much to say about this flight except that I watched Captain Marvel, of course, so thankful they had that available, and ate a ton of airplane food, which I actually really love, but that's not really saying much because I'm a fat ass. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to look around the airport in Taipei because our layover was probably less than 2 hours. Like, I felt like we hopped on the next plane pretty quickly, which took us from Taipei to Cebu. There wasn't any entertainment on this flight since it was only a few hours, but on the bright side, a meal was provided. And once we touched down in Cebu, we gathered all of our luggages, drove straight to the pier where we would then take a boat to the lovely island of Bohol, which was our final destination and where my family lives. After a 30-ish minute drive, we arrived at my family's house.
We're home! We are home!
And I was immediately hit with so many emotions and nostalgia as soon as I saw the house, especially seeing the swing my cousin and I used to hang out on back in 2009. And they also added a cute little bungalow outside, and of course, gotta show the cute little incest doggies.
Oh my goodness,
Since we just traveled for nearly 20 hours, we were all pretty tired and ended up hitting the hay by like 6 p.m. Yep. The next day was a super chill day. Literally sat on the swing outside with my cousin and talked for a bit while also trying to survive the hot, humid weather that I am definitely not built for. Also outside, I tried to get one of the little incest doggies to love me, but was unfortunately unsuccessful. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere. Hi! I see your tail. Dang it! Aside from that, we just ate some snacks, watched TV, and then ended this very uneventful day with a typical yet very delicious Filipino dinner. Hi, Mom. Mom. The next day, we went to Island City, got everything you wish for. Nothing too crazy, just ate some pizza with my cousins who had just arrived from New Zealand. Bought a ton of snacks, especially Cheetos, because apparently they don't have Cheetos in New Zealand, so we definitely had to get some of those. Then I held a bag of freshly made chicharron like a baby under a beautiful sunset, went home, had dinner where I watched my cousin die a little because I said I triple dog dared to eat a spicy pepper.
You ready?
Oh my god! Now chomp it.
Oh boy!
How's
Oh,
it?
it's not.
How How's it going?
Not good. I'm gonna start crying.
So that's really cool that I got dinner and a show, and then I ate a beautifully cut mango, and then spent the rest of the night hanging out with my other cousins that came to visit in the cute little bungalow outside of our home. It's starting to get interesting, I promise. So the day after that was my Lola's birthday, who unfortunately passed away when I was little. So we went to the cemetery to pray and sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And then we went back home where we all kind of just hung out, had some ice cream, sang a little karaoke. Got scared of crabs. And held some newborn incest pups. Later that day, we went back to Island City Mall, where we saw some very interesting knockoff toys that made literally 0 cents. Spider-Man looks different. Dinosaurs! Like, why this pack of zoo animal toys says dinosaur? Just one, singular. We'll never know. We then had some joakim for lunch, and before leaving the mall, I snagged some mamon, which I was craving for literal months before coming to the Philippines. So you can imagine the feelings of happiness that I was experiencing as I ate said mamon in the car on the way back home. Later that night, we celebrated my Lola's birthday, which I have literal no footage of except the food. Of course, my fat ass kind of disappointed in myself, but it was nice to have like a little mini family reunion with my billions of family members before the official reunion, which actually started the next day. So my family on my mom's dad's side has a reunion every 4 years, which is the main reason why I was in the Philippines last year. This one was our 6th grand reunion, and the first day was pretty packed, I would say. As always, we put on our cute little shirts and kicked off the reunion with mass. After that, we gathered to take a big family group picture in the church. Then we did what they call a motorcade, basically a little parade of cars where we drive around Antiquera while waving balloons in the air and stuff like that. Oh, Arjun's right there. And yes, there were 8 of us in the back of that truck. I definitely don't recommend that, but we were going pretty slow and it was a fun time regardless. After the motorcade, we all went to the ancestral home, which is where our grandparents grew up, to have lunch, and there we had the first out of many lechons.
Bless us, O Lord, and this day which we are about to receive the reward through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Every reunion, we also get candy chucked at us. Why? I don't know, but I like it. After lunch, we did an outreach type of thing where we handed out some stuff to the locals, basically providing some goods to those in need. And after that, we headed out to the elementary school where we also handed out food and school supplies to the kids there.
You're welcome.
Ah, backpacks are as big as them. You're so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're a girl.
You good? So after both outreaches were done, we headed back to the ancestral home where me and a few of my other cousins and titas ended up making like these little rice bags wrapped in coconut leaves. At first I was forced to do it by my mother, but I did end up enjoying the process and getting to bond with my family whilst doing it, and it was especially nice to see the end product during the Filipino street food night party thing that we had, which happened that very night. There's kind of a lot going on in all the clips that I have, so instead of explaining them, let's just have a little compilation moment.
gathering around, getting ready. The light, the setting is
You
very
think
nice.
you're a vlogger or whatever.
Hey,
I'm the real
those guys are
vlogger.
bothering me all day.
Hi, Fian. Oh my god. As you could tell, that night was very, very fun, filled with a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, and a lot of red horse. Not to mention, the street food was bomb as hell. And I felt so bad because I basically emptied out this one man's cart because I couldn't get enough of the specific street food that he was giving out. I forgot what it's called, but everybody was being so nice to me and giving me theirs, and then the next thing I know, the cart was gone because he ran out of food. So many thanks and apologies to those specific family members. The second day of the reunion began with a trip to the cemetery where we visited and prayed for the deceased members of our family. We went back to the ancestral home for breakfast, lunch, brunch, one of those, and there I had this type of shellfish thingy for the first time. I don't know the name. I have to start learning the names of the food that I'm eating.
Just take this toothpick, pull this out, and if this little sucker's out, then you can just like grab it, pull it out. Oh my god, this is good.
Wow. Oh, good. Tastes like mussels. You know what? Looking back at the video, it looks like one of those things you catch when you deep sea dive in Animal Crossing. I think it's called a whelk. I'm probably wrong, but that's what it looks like. After that, we packed our stuff and headed out to the beach for 3 days, and I feel like this is the best stopping point for part 1 / starting point for part 2. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the first part of my Philippines vlogs. I promise it gets better from here. So if you want to see the next one, go ahead and click the eye up above or the link down in the description box below, and I'll see you guys there. Bye!